Hi guys, so today I was weeding my garden, my flower bed actually, and my yard, and it got me to thinking about a life lesson that I've been wanting to share with you guys, and that is the lesson of picking weeds and how that relates to life. Now, if you look at weeds as, maybe a bad habit or a person that has a bad influence in your life, or perhaps carrying burdens of mistakes that you've made, those are the weeds in your life, right? Those are the things that just kind of try to take over. And those are the things that I hope that as an adult you can overcome and really learn from them, right? As a parent, as we're teaching our children, we have to remember to pick those weeds, pick the things that are going to significantly impact our children's lives. And if we do that quickly and consistently, just like we do a garden bed when we weed, it'll make it so much easier. When we teach our children at a young age, that's the same thing as picking those weeds when they're little. When you see a few in the garden, they're just, easy to pick from the root. They haven't established themselves. You don't have a whole bunch of them. But if you wait a little too long, those weeds are going to grow into patches, and it's going to be so much more difficult to take care of and to manage. The same way with our children. The little habits, the little things that they do when they're little are going to just exponentially grow as they get older. And so if you'll just pick up those weeds now and make sure that, they don't cultivate it and it doesn't grow, then it is going to be so much easier for them in the long run. And so, you can learn so many life lessons from gardening and picking weeds. And it's a lot of hard work, right? Just like parenting is a lot of hard work. Another thing is sometimes you don't see the weeds until they start, popping out from the grass or from whatever. And it's the same thing for parenting. Sometimes you don't notice some of those little habits or little things that your child may do. It doesn't seem that significant until they get a little bit older and you're like, oh boy. Some things, are just characteristics of their personality, like stubbornness or laziness, as, if you want to give it a label. Although I think 99.9% of the time, the things that we see as lazy may not necessarily be that, but lack of motivation and other issues that your child might be experiencing. I think most kids, for the most part, they're not lazy. Most kids want to have something to do. And so we have cultivated a society that makes, teens and kids seem lazy, but they're actually not. I know so many youth, and some of my kids are included in that they wake up at the crack of dawn and get ready for whatever, then school, then after school activities. They don't get home till late at night or later in the evening, and then they have homework and tests to study for. Does that sound like a lazy child? No, right? And so sometimes we're a little hard on our kids. Now, does that mean that there's no such thing as a lazy child? Of course not. That's not what I'm saying. But anyway, parenting is such hard work because it takes consistent effort, just like weeding your garden bed and your yard. And it's so important to pluck those weeds, to be consistent, just like we are in parenting. And I promise you that if you do those things, it's going to make it so much easier in the long run. A parent who complains about their child not wearing modest clothes and then putting them in a little bikini, string bikini, even when they're a baby, cannot complain about it later. A child who consistently gives their children exactly what they want every time they want it, when they want it, and never say no, cannot complain when they're older and they're expected and they have that attitude of, give it to me because I deserve it, right? And then a parent who does not teach her children to make their bed or to clean their room cannot complain later when they have a teen with a room that you can't even enter, right? It's those little things. All right, those are just my thoughts for today. As always, good luck on your journey, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.